Hello my dear students, I heartily welcome you all in this session, our subject science class 7 standard. Dear students, in last class we have discussed about thermometer. We have calculated our body temperature through the thermometer. Today in this class we are going to learn laboratory thermometers. Dear students, we have observed that a small thermometer is used to find the body temperature. So some other purposes, some other objects, some highest object, big objects, how to find the temperature of those objects. So for this purpose, one such thermometer is found, that is called a laboratory thermometer. Here I will show you. Actually it is not there in our laboratory, so I am showing in textbook. This is laboratory thermometer. Observe carefully and note down its lowest and highest temperature. Lowest temperature and highest temperature. The range of a laboratory thermometer is generally from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Also, in clinical thermometer, you find out how many small divisions on the thermometer reads. You would need to inform the read thermometers correctly. Here, clearly you observe. You open your textbook and observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 are there here. Yes? How to learn, how to read, let us know. By doing one activity, will see how to read this. Take some tap water in a beaker or in a mug. Dip the thermometer in this way. Here I told there is a mercury which finds the temperature in water, that the bulb is immersed in a water. This bulb is immersed in a water, but it does not touches the bottom or the side of the container. Hold the thermometer vertically. Observe the movement of a mercury. Observe here, there is a red color movement. There is from red color it will show. One line will show. Yes. So, wait till the mercury thread becomes steady. It should not move. We have to wait until that. Here. So, note down the reading. That is the temperature of water at that time. Yes. So, compare this temperature of water recorded by the each of you. So, if we will be there here, I could have do this. We will get some variations while finding the temperature of water. So, by this we can read. By that method, we can read the temperature. Let's do one more activity. Take hot water in a beaker and dip a thermometer in water. So, wait till mercury thread becomes steady. So, it will go on a red color mercury thread. So, it becomes steady and note the temperature. Now take out the thermometer out from the water. Observe carefully what happens now. Do you notice that as soon as you take the thermometer out of the water, the level of mercury begins to fall. It begins to fall. It go on in a decreasing order. It go on downs. When it is there in water, it go up. Yes, when you took out from the beaker, it go on decreasing. Yes, this means the temperature must be read while the thermometer is in a water. You may recall while taking your own temperature, you have to take the thermometer out of your mouth and you notice. Can you then use the laboratory thermometer to measure your body temperature? Obviously, it is not convenient. It is not convenient to use laboratory thermometer for this purpose. Why does the mercury not fall or rise in a clinic thermometer when taken out of the mouth? Yes, observe the clinical thermometer you have used to find your body temperature. Do you see a nick near bulb? What is the use of the nick? It prevents mercury level from falling on its own. Here, a clinical thermometer have nick in it. Yes, this one. There are digital thermometers are available. There is a lot of concern over the use of mercury in thermometers. Mercury is a toxic substance and is very difficult to dispose of if a thermometer breaks. So these days digital thermometers are available in which the mercuries are not used. So in this there is no mercury in the digital thermometers. Next point, transfer of heat. You might have observed that a frying pan become hot when we kept on a flame. So it is because heat passes from flame to utensils. Yes, when the pan is removed from the fire, it slowly cools down. When it cools down, the heat is transferred from pan to the surroundings. So you can understand that now in both the cases, the heat flows from hotter object to colder object. In fact, in all the cases, heat flows. Heat flows from one object to a hot object to a colder object. How does heat now? So let us investigate by doing one activity. In this activity, we need a rod, candle, fire, and bricks. Yes, so take a rod or a flat strip of a metal. Say it is aluminum or iron. Fix a few small wax pieces on the rod. So these pieces should be nearly in equal distances. So clamp the rod to a stand. If you don't have a stand, take a bricks and keep between a bricks. Now heat at the other end of the rod. Observe what happens to the wax pieces. Do these pieces begin to fall? These pieces begin to fall. Which pieces falls the first? Do you think that it is heated? Yes, observe here carefully. It is heated and it is coming. It is melting. Yes, transfer from the end nearest to the flame to the other end. The process by which heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as conduction. CONDUCTION, conduction. What is conduction? Very important definition. Define it. What is the process by which heat is transferred from hotter end to the colder end. Hotter end to the colder end of an object is known as conduction. The process by which heat is transferred from hotter end to a colder end of an object is known as conduction. So here conduction of heat by different materials. Is in solid generally the heat is transferred by the process of conduction. Do all substances conduct heat easily? You must have observed that a wooden handle, can you find a lift hot a pan by holding it from a handle without getting any hurt? For this we have to do this activity. Let us do one activity. Heat a water in a small pan. Heat a water in a pan or a beaker. Collect some articles such as steel, spoon, plastic scale, pencil and divider. Yes, dip one end of these articles in water. Wait for few minutes. Touch the other end. Enter your observation in this table. Articles, materials with which the article is made of. Does the other end get hot or not? The materials, whatever steel, spoon, plastic scale, pencil and divider, you can do it in home also. It is very easy activity. Yes, you observe, you write here and the which materials that made of, and here yes or no you write it. The materials which allows the heat passes through them easily are called conductors. CONDUCTORS. Not a bus conductors. This conductor is different. The materials which allows heat to pass through through them easily are called conductors. The materials which allows the heat to pass through them easily are called conductors. Example, aluminium, iron, copper. The materials which do not allow the heat to pass through them easily are called poor conductors of heat, such plastic and examples. Plastic, wood are examples for which are not conductors, which do not allow the heat to pass through them easily, are called poor conductors. Poor conductors are also known as insulators. INSULLATORS. Why I am telling you spellings, you have to recall it. You should not do a spelling mistakes. Here two new words are there, conductors and insulators. The water and air are poor conductor of heat. Then today we'll finish here. Your homework, do activity 4.7. You do it. Thank you.